It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. If I look, what is the essence of my life? My personal attachment to my Guru, that's all. All the best things in my life I received only from that. Without even knowing what is integrity, I enjoyed integrity with him. Without even knowing what is responsibility, I enjoyed responsibility for him. Without even knowing what is enriching, I was enriching about him to the world. Without even knowing what is Brahman, I had Brahman Jnana from him. Before even knowing the word Brahman, he gave me Brahman Jnana. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed.
Nityanandam Paramashivoham Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, everyone. Welcome to this beautiful session of the glimpses to Paramashivoham level 3. Before we begin, just a few security measures and important cautions. We welcome all the Kailasa attending from Kailasa's monasteries, gurukuls, temples, ashrams and centers from around the world. We welcome all the Nityananda TV, Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now TV, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube viewers, and those watching on Nayana Diksha, the two-way video conferencing for today's program. A short introduction about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nityananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, an macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based sciences, universities, a lifestyle for humanity. Let us now go over a few of the coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Before 1981, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was identified as the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva by his spiritual gurus and enlightened masters. In 1981, he was initiated into Balasanyas and Chaturmasya at the age of 3, and in 1988 coronated as the future Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tondemandala Adhinam, the oldest monastic university. In 1994, coronated as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvengapitham by Guru Parampara, and in 1999 founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally, and in the same year coronated as the successor of Kashi Sarvengapitha. In the year 2002, founded the Adi Kailasa Sarvengapitha, and in 2004 declared as the successor of Bhagyanagara Sri Pura Sarvengapitha, and in the same year declared as the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamsha Surangi Samrajyam of the Surya Vamsha lineage. In 2007 declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adi Pallava Sarvengapitham and Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada. In 2012 coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Shamala Pitha Sarvengapitha, the oldest Hindu papal state and monastic kingdom. In the year 2013, officially coronated as Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order, the youngest Mahamandaleshwar. In the same year, declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada by Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Shukdevanandji, the then incumbent spiritual head. And in 2014, coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tanjavur Adhinam, Tiruvarur Adhinam, Vedaranyam and Panchanadikulam. In 2015, coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adhinam, and in the same year coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adi Pitha Koladamata and elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders. Let us now go through a few of the global initiatives of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, over 28 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives including free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment, and various other sustainable Hindu practices through the various international agencies and bodies. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 10,000 articles and 300 books in 3 languages and translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 20 million copies books and articles sold, read and downloaded. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also revered as the most prolific and most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by over 1 billion followers in Hinduism. Over 10,000 hours of discourses and 1 billion views on social media. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures such as the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, etc. He is also honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader, and acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritual influential personalities by Watkins' Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. The Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in over 150 countries. He is also the establisher of over 1,000 Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, and the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvagyapeethas. So with that, we will now be moving on to a beautiful segment of manifesting extraordinary powers after a short break. Please stay tuned.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. If I look, what is the essence of my life? My personal attachment to my Guru, that's all. All the best things in my life I received only from that. Without even knowing what is integrity, I enjoyed integrity with him. Without even knowing what is responsibility, I enjoyed responsibility for him. Without even knowing what is enriching, I was enriching about him to the world. Without even knowing what is Brahman, I had Brahman Jnana from him. Before even knowing the word Brahman, he gave me Brahman Jnana. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over. That's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed.
Nityanandam, welcoming back all the viewers watching us live. We will now be beginning the manifestation of extraordinary powers. In the Vedagamas, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest over 463 extraordinary Shaktis through the third eye. Manifesting powers are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to the various states of consciousness. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest, he performs the Panchakritya, or five cosmic acts of Shrishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Trobhava, and Anugraha. The initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will now be demonstrating the powers of body scanning and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha. Today we'll be performing the power of body scanning, where one awakens to the ability to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, and provide solutions through the awakened third eye. We have the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Paramashivam says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body or of the whole universe simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. We have the Apta Pramana, the experience of the Vedic rishis. Terayar was a Siddha and a prominent disciple of Agastya. One day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small Terai sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructs Terayar, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. Thus he gained the name Terayar. We also have the Atma Pramana, the accounts from the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In Swamiji's own words, only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened and where the balance had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. As a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure great science of third eye awakening along with many other spiritual sciences through initiation, and millions of people have been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. You can receive these initiations by attending the Paramashivoham program, and you can register at kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. Also, the viewers watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the various social media platforms can comment below, and the various acharyas will help you to register for the program and experience Paramashivoham. With that, we'll now be moving on to a very interesting segment after a short break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. If I look, what is the essence of my life? My personal attachment to my Guru, that's all. All the best things in my life I received only from that. Without even knowing what is integrity, I enjoyed integrity with him. Without even knowing what is responsibility, I enjoyed responsibility for him. Without even knowing what is enriching, I was enriching about him to the world. Without even knowing what is Brahman, I had Brahman Jnana from him. Before even knowing the word Brahman, he gave me Brahman Jnana. You are my disciple. With all my love, I tell you guys, the best thing I received from my Guru, I am giving you guys as a prasada. This too is the best thing I received from my Guru. One, my Guru is real. Second, I committed to him. I will live like that. Over, that's all. And I tell you, you will always be successful. I am real. My words are real. It's my blessing to all of you. Ferocious blessing. My disciples always win, succeed. Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence.
Nityanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamurtyam Vanvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunaraitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, welcome. Thank you, everyone. And nice to see everyone again. And so we wanted to share a little bit more today from some of the insider experiences from Paramashivoham to experience and breakthroughs with Swamiji, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. And so we have with us today Mihulaya. If you could just share with us, Aya, where you're from and what you were doing yesterday.
Yeah, I'm from Sydney, and yesterday I attended Paramashivoham 3 and Pratyaksa Pada Puja.
Okay, great. So right, so this is something that Swamiji has given now also is for giving people a breakthrough. So one of the things we've continuously been seeing through Paramashivoham 3 is how I feel this is my reality. And what Swamiji is showing is a completely different reality is possible. This was one of the things shared yesterday, that was that in PSM 3, Swamiji was asking participants to write down your idea of infinity. And then Swamiji told that his cognition of infinity was much, much, much beyond that. It was like infinity times infinity. And so a huge part of what we are experiencing is that we have a cognition that this is my reality. And because yesterday this was me, and today this is me, tomorrow this will also be me. And so, yes, so one of the more breakthrough opportunities Swamiji has been giving is the opportunity for each and every one to offer Pratyaksha Puja every day now, every day during Paramashivoham 3, season 2. And also, if you are offering that to Guru Dakshina, to raise yourself into the time zones which we cannot access by ourselves, in that offering of Pratyaksha Puja one day, you also get to attend a day of Paramashivoham 3 free. So, Aya, this is what you opportunity you availed yesterday, correct?
Sorry, it's not yesterday, it's day before yesterday, but yes, I availed that. So I'm a bit lucky enough to get both the opportunities together, as you said. Yeah, very happy on that.
Great, Aya. So yeah, excellent. So what would you like to share about your experiences?
My experience is like, let me talk about a little bit my journey. So I started with, obviously, initially I was watching YouTube videos, and then I got the link for PSM2, which is free. So I think I would say to the viewers that at least it's free. So start with PSM2. With PSM2 and the power manifestation session and those things, it has really helped me to shift my cognition regarding the current identity in this reality and the higher identity. The current identity means the identity given by the society, and how higher identity exists and it manifests as a power. So once, like, little bit power manifestation happens, it gives the experience that higher identity exists, and it is so powerful, and it can give the completion. So with that experience, I had a call with one of the acharya, and in that call, actually, I was struggling. I am struggling with certain the current life situation that is related to my house construction. So I was asking regarding why it is happening, and those sort of things. So with that conversation, it was found out that there is a root pattern exists, and because of that, root pattern, as it is a root pattern and pattern which is repeating. So it's not just the current situation, but many situations it has happened. And once that understanding has happened to me, obviously it existed as an unconscious behavior. So I didn't know that. But once I got to know that, I felt that, okay, now it is like I have to get rid of it. Otherwise, it will continue for the rest of my life. I also had like, few other patterns. So I was also trying, that completion by myself, by reliving and those things. So my experience with that thing is it works, but certain amount of time. And then after, when we become busy with our conscious mind, with a lot of another, like the current things to be attended, like, what we are attending, then obviously that unconscious behavior comes back. At least it was happening to me. So what clicked to me is that I need some like intervention which can give me the completion, so I can get rid of those previous patterns, and without my much efforts. So that was the reason. It's like a disease. So like once we realized that, okay, I got a fever, so I need a doctor. So I also decided, okay, I need somebody like, who can help me to get rid of these mental diseases. Patterns I would classify sanskara as a mental diseases. So that's why I decided, okay, to go to the Swamiji. And because this PSM2, the power manifestation and everything, the science is given by Swamiji. So he knows like, how it works, how to manifest and how to do the completion. So with this, testing of little power manifestation, I got the trust that the higher identity exists and it can create an intervention, because our body and mind is also matter. And if somebody is able to move the matter like the coconut and those things, Swamiji can also move the matter, subtle matter, which is called mind, which is a pattern and can give the completion. With that trust, I decided to go to the with the another route, which you said, Pratyaksa Pada Puja, to offer my existing karmas, so it can give the completion. But as a part of that, I got the chance to attend PSM3. And obviously when Pratyaksa Pada Puja happens, Swamiji also gives an opportunity to ask questions, if any of, or get the boon. So completion was my the original intention, to get the intervention. So I asked for the completion and few other things, and I'm really happy that Swamiji has showered all of these things. So now I have a trust that everything will be healed, and obviously that showering has given me so much like pleasure, like and the relief that, okay, like I will get all the healings. And obviously after the session, I felt very, very calm and very, very blissful, and yeah, that was a very good experience.
Right, exactly. So you're sharing like you had the doubts beforehand about these mental doubts and realizing I had mental patterns, but you're really feeling relief. You're feeling a lot of completion from that space experience, even in sitting in Swamiji's breathing space for Pratyaksa Pada Puja.
Yes, the Pratyaksa Pada Puja, I feel like, when the boon is given to me from the Swamiji, the confidence and trust has gone quite up, because I know that like the higher identity can cause the intervention, and Swamiji is himself established into the Paramashivoham. So as a very highest identity, he can cause the intervention. So I have also experienced a little bit in a power manifestation. So my trust was, trust has gone very high, that is possible. It's not just like a myth, it is possible. There is a science behind it.
Right, exactly. Like Swamiji was sharing how he's reviving the entire sampradayas of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and the ability for beings to manifest 1,000 powers at a time, and that he's proven these sciences. And so it's sort of like you're saying, so Swamiji is giving this opportunity through even offering Pratyaksa Pada Puja and a free day of Paramashivoham 3 at the same time, to give us the breakthrough, to say that, yes, you're sitting stuck where you think you have to be stuck. But then now you're saying, I have so much more trust and confidence on the aspect after having had the experience. So Swamiji is just saying, you can trust and you can raise yourself and you can do it, but only if you say, yes, you can do it. And then once you say yes, then you have the breakthrough. But if I sit and say, no, I don't have the breakthrough. So it's like you were sharing about the sickness. This is the thing about the incompletions and the doubts and the sickness. So if I have a sickness, if I'm stuck with a low cognition of myself, if I'm stuck with a low identity, that thinking, that feeling, being in that low identity keeps me in the low energies, keeps me in the low possibilities. So the sickness keeps me sick. The sickness keeps me sick. And the sickness, because it is sick and likes to be sick and makes me sick and makes me feel that I have doubts and I should have limitations and I deserve to have limitations, prevents me from going to see the doctor.
Yes. Correct. So I think once what happens to me is once I realize the pattern and understood that, yeah, it is giving me trouble right now in the current life, in the sense current days, not just the like when it happened. Then I felt that, okay, I have to get rid of these patterns. Otherwise, it will continue to give me the problems throughout my life. So once I decided, okay, I have to get rid of it, then the question come up is how, and how to get the surety that it can easily or most without giving me much efforts, how can I get rid of it? Then I decided, okay, I should have some intervention or boon to get some help to fix it, not just by reliving, because I tried the reliving by myself. It's not that I didn't try, but I didn't get the success. I can't speak about the others, but I didn't get the success. It works for a few times and then again it comes back. So thoroughly constant ending for me to go to Pratyaksa Pada Puja and PSM 3 and get the completion, definitely as a boon.
Exactly. So we're sitting here with these problems and saying, these are the conditions of my life. But if we go to a doctor for healing, we don't say, first I have to go to medical college, and then I have to verify all the medicines on myself, and then I can go to the doctor, and then the doctor can heal me. We go to the doctor because they are certified from this place to give that prescription. So the Swamiji is born of Vedas Agamas and is giving the living the lifestyle and giving the lifestyle and experience from the 4 pramanas, the experiences of truth from Sanatana Hindu Dharma, directly from Shastra, and the experience of the Aptas, the experienced beings of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, all the enlightened gurus' incarnations, and also verified in his experience and reproducible in us. Otherwise, he's not giving that. He's giving the most bona fide science you could ever find. 100 million source books we were seeing, some of them with millions and millions of millions, tens of thousands of millions of verses per book. So this is the science, the power manifestation Swamiji is giving to us. And so that is how we need to understand. When it's a snowstorm and you're driving to work, you may feel, I don't know how I'm going to get there. It may be a struggle. I may have to take alternate routes, but you don't not do, you make it happen. So we should expect the mental doubts. Everyone out there who's having doubts, go to facebook.com/Paramahamsa Nityananda. That's the SPH JGM Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam Facebook page. Go to the pinned post there and please put a comment as to what is your intention and that you would like help to manifest it. So we should not be bogged down and pulled down by the sickness and by the doubts. We should expect that. We should expect that. And we should expect that is the condition, because Paramashiva is the consciousness and we are stuck in the mental level. So as Mehulaya is sharing, yes, I am Paramashiva and I did a lot of completion, but it never lasted. And so, yes, I am Paramashiva, but how will I realize it? I need Paramashiva to make it for me. So we need the being who is qualified to make it. So you should not feel that I have doubts and worries, that is the reason I'm not going to express trust in myself to the cosmos. Because the doubts and fears are there, that's why I'm going to take the jump into the solution. So everyone out there, we should know the doubts and fears is not there to tell you you can't or you should not. It's there to prove to you that you don't need it, but only if you take the step, you can have the experience. So, so thank you everyone for joining us. And I don't know, Mehulaya, there's so much more we could share. If there's any last word you'd like to share with anyone out there who is taking the verge of taking the jump also.
I would say that, like, if the people still have a doubt, and so maybe they can contact to any of the acharya and try to find the root pattern. If they are able to find out that certain pattern exists, obviously people are unaware, but if they find out and they can correlate that in the current life, the current days, let's say in this month also, they are getting the not so pleasant results because of those root patterns, then that awareness will give them enough courage to make a decision. Because obviously once everybody understands that, okay, this is a problem, then obviously I understand normal people, they want it to be fixed. So obviously it will, decision becomes, I think I'm trying to say that decision becomes very simple. Now I need some help to get rid of these patterns, because I don't want the results, not so good willing results again and again in my life. So the decision came to me because I found out the root pattern and able to correlate that with the current situation, and obviously few of the past situation as well. So then I decided, okay, if that is correlating with the past situation and the current situation, if that is not fixed, it will continue in future as well. And I didn't want similar life. I want better life. So I decided, okay, I need some help to get rid of the previous patterns, which is not even my fault, because that started when I was very young and I didn't have any understanding about how society works. But it remained as a emotional trauma that I didn't get what I wanted at the time. So I think, yeah, that understanding will really help to make a decision. So that's what I wanted to share. Yeah.
Great, exactly. So having the doubts, fears, or sicknesses doesn't mean you should be doubtful or fearful or sick. It means you should get out of it. And the way is, it's a simple step. It's even Swamiji had said in the previous programs, he makes you sit in front of the mirror for several days to do completion, to realize you can you can never build the space of completion yourself. You cannot do it yourself. So yes, anyone who would like help manifesting or has an intention or knows someone who needs that intention, please, you can drop your social media contact in the YouTube comments or in the Facebook. Go to Swamiji's, the SPH JGM Facebook page, and in the pinned post there, type your request and your contact, and we will follow up with you. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We appreciate it. Thank you, Mehulaya, for sharing.
Thank you, Acharya-ji. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you all again next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Nityanandam.
Success is not just the zeros you see in your bank balance. It is your conscious sovereignty. It is you feeling so good about you. You celebrating your own existence. If I look, what is the essence of my life? My personal attachment to my Guru, that's all. All the best things in my life I received only from that. Without even knowing what is integrity, I enjoyed integrity with him. Without even knowing what is responsibility, I enjoyed responsibility for him. Without even knowing what is enriching, I was enriching about him to the world. Without even knowing what is Brahman, I had Brahman Jnana from him. Before even knowing the word Brahman, he gave me Brahman Jnana.
Nityanandam, everyone, thank you so much for the sharing, Sri Nyanatmaya and Meghalaya. And with that, we will request all the participants and all the viewers, if you want to experience the Paramashivoham program, which is going on from the 15th of September, 15th of August to the 4th of September, you can register at kailasa.org/Paramashivoham, where you'll be able to register yourself for the program. And also you can comment in the YouTube and Facebook live, where the acharyas will then be able to connect with you and help you to manifest the Paramashivoham and receive the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So I request all the viewers watching us, just to give an introduction about Paramashivoham again. Paramashivoham is a 21-day program where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiates us into the science of manifesting the ultimate consciousness in all of us, and to experience the deeper dimensions of the 25 states of consciousness, vertical time zones, and the power manifestation. So if you would like to manifest the highest possibility in your life, if you would like to manifest all the desires that you wish to complete in your life, you can register for the Paramashivoham and experience what really the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is able to awaken in all of us and initiate us into the powers of third eye, manifesting the state, space, powers, being, and superconsciousness of Paramashiva himself. 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m. IST, and also tomorrow at the same time. So you can join us during that time. And with that, we'll now be closing with the Purna Mantra. Please sit straight, place your hands in the Atmanjali Mudra, and close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu Om Nityanandam. Thank you everyone. Nityanandam.
Om Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambam Nityanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects and blessings. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Tanedar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, everyone sitting with us all over the world. I welcome all of you with my love and respects and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Maha Kailasa. Reason out, season out, hang out, chill out with the highest truth of Paramashivatva. I'll repeat. Reason out, season out, hang out, chill out with highest truths of Paramashivatva. Understand? Truths of Paramashivatva. All the constitutional rights given to each soul by the cosmos is the highest truths of Paramashivatva. See, like each country guarantees some rights by their constitution to their citizens, cosmos guarantees certain rights to all the beings, especially to human beings. So understand, the first right, I call it as the first amendment. The first right cosmos gives you is to think, feel, experience, and live as Paramashiva, and to be treated by everyone around you, everything around you, to think, feel, exist, experience, live as Paramashiva. You have the right, everything around you, not only human beings, even the nature around you, should treat you as a Paramashiva, and you have a right. Please understand, these are the fundamental rights guaranteed by the cosmic constitution to every being, especially to human beings, because the human beings are hardwired for these greatest truths. Reason out. When I say reason out, I mean continuously using your logic, rationality. See, power to rationalize, ability to logically analyze, ability to internalize, the power of Sankhya, the right reasoning, the right way of reasoning is the unique gift given to all human beings. Understand? Just like two hands, two eyes, two ears, Paramashiva has given us a unique power called ability to rationalize, ability to logically come to a conclusion. And please understand, your ability to rationalize and ability to come to a logical conclusion is nowhere related to your so-called degrees, universities, education. No. Ability to logically come to conclusion, ability to rationalize comes through involvement. It is simple involvement. Please understand. If you develop the ability to rationalize, logically come to conclusion, reason out, through involvement, that becomes a powerful tool for your pratyaksha pramana. In Hindu tradition, there are various pramanas, the various levels of developing your being for enlightenment. In Shat Darshanas, various pramanas are described. Understand? Purvamimamsa by Jaimini, Uttaramimamsa by Vyasa, Nyaya by Gautama, Vaiseshika by Ganata, Padanjala by Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. The various darshanas, it's actually 6. Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Yoga, Sankhya, Uttaramimamsa, Purvamimamsa. Purvamimamsa is by Jaimini. Jaimini is the father of Purvamimamsa Tattva, and Vyasa is the father of Uttaramimamsa Tattva, and Kapila is the father of the Sankhya Tattva. Gautama is the father of Nyaya Tattva. Patanjali is the father of Yoga Tattva. And Ganada is the father of Vaiseshika Tattva. This Shat Darshana Tattvas, please understand, each of these darshanas is centered on certain kind of reasoning out. The right reasoning the Sat Darshanas and the Tattva, the thought current, the methodology of reasoning out described in the Sat Darshanas. I was explaining about it. Sankhya by Kapila, Yoga by Patanjali, Nyaya by Gautama, Vaiseshika by Ganata, Purvamimamsa by Jaimini, Uttaramimamsa by Vyasa. This Sat Darshanas teaches a very powerful method, way of thinking, logical reasoning. I tell you, developing logical reasoning is very good to keep your life excited. I tell you, if you use your reasoning ability, as a corrupt, bad, cheap negotiation strategy with life and others, you will constantly feel suffocated, deprived, cheated. Listen, if you use your ability to reason out, your ability to logically come to a conclusion with tremendous violence, anger, just to fight with others, cheap, corrupt strategy to negotiate with life and others, you will feel suffocated, deprived, cheated, frustrated forever. Listen. Ability to reason out is the instrument, tool In Sanskrit, we use the word antakarana. Buddhi is gifted to you by Paramashiva. First, develop that reasoning ability and reason out the great truth. You are Paramashiva. Listen. If you reason out you are Paramashiva, it's a conscious process. You can't just say, oh, I believe I am Paramashiva, so let me immediately manifest it. Understand? Your belief will become solidified cognition if you start reasoning out. Reasoning out with a fair reasoning out. I am not even saying you should look at the whole life with the eyes of the fairy tale, with the la la land, with the idea of the oasis. No, I am not even giving you some impossible, impractical cognitions. No. Reason out reasonably. Do not use your ability to reason constantly to negotiate with others and life. Don't use your logic, your ability to reason out in a cheap, cunning strategy method, a strategizing tool to negotiate with life, with others, with the world. A small story. My friend and his wife stayed in a hotel, got a bill for $90. He screamed, for what? $90. The desk clerk said, for room and board, sir. My friend said, room and board? We did not eat here. The clerk said, it was here for you. If you did not get it, it's your fault. If you did not eat it, it's your fault. My friend said, you take $40 and I am charging you $50 for fooling around with my wife. The clerk said, I never touched your wife. I have not even spoken to your wife. My friend said, it was there for you. If you did not take it, it's your fault. Understand? Do not use your ability to reason out as a cheap strategy for negotiation or a tool to negotiate in a cheap way. Please listen. Some of the Nitya Satsangis who attend regularly Satsangs may be wondering after a long time, a small story from Swamiji. I was seeing the Kailasa visually. See, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there is no two. there's no seen and the seer. It's all one, pure consciousness. But in the next, the Savikalpa Samadhi, the vision is seen. Inside me only, a part of me is Paramashiva, part of me is Ganapati, part of me is Paramashiva Shakti, part of me is Subramanya, part of me is Kailasa. Like a inside me, the whole thing is seen. In Savikalpa Samadhi, I was seeing Paramashiva was giving the great truths, the teachings. Suddenly, he said something. I still can see what he said, but I'm not able to map it to human language. Something like one chana, he uttered something. The whole Kailasa was laughing. Paramashiva was laughing and Devi was laughing. Everyone was laughing. Whole Kailasa was laughing, roaring and laughing. And I saw, this is the way exactly my laughing temple used to be. When I started giving my satsangs and classes in Adi Kailasa. And of course, I know it's again going to restart in this upgraded new beginning. I have lots of stories for you guys. Now, listen. If you see, you can see very clearly how your ability to reason out is being used by you violently. How you add so much violence to it. It is like if you get a knife in your hand, and if you have a violence inside and knife in your hand, how you will act. Same way you can see your ability to reason out is being used by you with so much violence. Listen, all frustration, all feeling suffocated, all feeling exploited is nothing but you using your ability to reason out with violence. That is why I insist not having violence inside you. If you have violence inside you and expect others to suffer, you are a fool. You drink poison and expect your enemy to die. No, it is not going to happen. I tell you, bring absolute peace. You cannot immediately bring love, compassion, all that. First, you can only bring peace inside you. Bring peace, shanti. You will see your ability to reason out, your ability to come to logical conclusion will be used by you properly. Listen. Knife in the hands of a compassionate doctor can save a person. The same knife in the hands of a violent fellow can kill others, can even kill himself when he is too frustrated by killing too many people. Finally, he kills himself. The ability to reason out, that ability is sacred, because every day you go on reasoning out about yourself, about your life, about your past, about your future. You are constantly in the process of reasoning out. That reasoning out is one of the powerful tools. Whether you want it or not, just like you. Reasoning out is verily part of you, just like you are breathing. Manomaya kosa, constant reasoning out, is verily part of you, like pranamaya kosa, constantly breathing. Just like breathing is part of you, and reasoning out, logically coming to conclusions, is verily part of you. All I am trying to tell you is, I am not asking you to approach life with so-called positivity, love, compassion. I tell you, love, compassion, positivity, everything cannot be generated. Only peace can be generated. Only peace can be achieved. From peace, all this manifests. From peace, in your inner peace, Shanti, Paramashantatva, love, compassion, everything starts manifesting. Whether prayer or meditation, love, compassion, even powerful cognition, it all manifests from your Shantatva, Paramashantatva. Work on Paramashantatva. Listen again and again. I am repeating. You trying to build love. You may build a loving character, but love itself can't be built. You can build kind of a skin deep love. If you are not peaceful inside, your love will not be permanent. So first things first. First things first. First thing you can achieve for real is peace. Work for your peace by unclutching. Unclutching is the most sublime, subtle, powerful way of reasoning out. Most powerful, subtle way of coming to logical conclusions is unclutching. I tell you, in the beginning, unclutching may look like you are pushing your whole reasoning away. But when you start tasting the unclutching, you will understand unclutching gives you the most powerful reasonable reasoning. Listen, in unclutching, the steam of violence inside you is released. Tremendous peace is brought inside you. The Paramashantatva, peace. In that peace only you will see your logical ability to come to conclusion, your ability to come to logical conclusions, your power to reason out is separate from you, and you can handle that process reasonably, logically, be logically logical, reasonably reasoning it out. Reason out reasonably. Be logically logical. Unfortunately, you are always trying to use your ability to reason out, to your ability to logically come to conclusion, to negotiate with the life, to bargain with the life. You think only by hard negotiation you will get best out of life, and you suffocate others and you, and literally destroy the life. I tell you, life happens to you by the depth of the peace inside you, and from the peace, the love which grows. From that peace, meditation which grows. From that peace, consciousness which grows. From that peace, compassion which grows. From that peace, continuously reason out how you are the ultimate Paramashiva and how you strangle yourself with your ability to reason out, with your ability to come to logical conclusions. See, your ability to come to a logical conclusion, if you start using it violently towards others, you will start using the same thing violently towards you. And you will be constantly unhappy with yourself and unhappy with others. Frustrated with yourself and frustrated with others. It is too simple. Just remember the story I told just now. The desk clerk asks money for the breakfast, the food you did not eat. Then immediately you try to ask the money from him for the acts he did not do. Listen, it may be like a joke, but look in how many times you are playing this crucial, I should say that, this cruel joke in many crucial moments of your life with you and with others. Just sit and pen down 5 moments. Listen, today try to do this. Just 5 moments when you played this cruel joke during the crucial moments of your life with yourself and with others. I'll tell you a very simple way how my reasoning out functions in a very simple way. I'll give you one simple example. When I am unclutched and sitting in samadhi, sometimes with the eyes open, my disciples come and present various situations and issues where I need to make decisions. During very critical moments, crucial moments, or emergency situations, they ask me, Swamiji, don't you ever feel insecure about the future and how things are going to happen, how things are going to be? Don't you feel insecure ever? I tell you, listen carefully. I am giving you exactly as I reason out. The very way I reason out, I am presenting it to you. Listen carefully. See, in cinema, there are various ways of storytelling, like starting with a simple introduction, then slowly taking it to the intense part of the story, then finally climax. Or first opening the climax, then explaining the climax through flashback, justifying the climax through flashback. So all of you understand how I look at my life, If you write my life, the first line, first statement is born in Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai. Hey, climax is over. That line is the climax. Over. Now I have to win. My life has to be victorious. Nothing else can happen. Nothing else can be done. Everything else happening after the first line is flashback justifying it. It is like you pick up a thriller novel, you finish reading the climax, the last 2 pages. Then read the novel from the first page. You know what is the climax and you will not have insecurity, fear. Because whether when you read the thriller novel or a movie, when you watch a movie, you travel with hero. You identify yourself with the hero and you travel with hero. The insecurity hero goes through, you also go through. But if you know the climax, if you know the end of the thriller movie or a thriller novel, if you know the climax, you will not have the insecurity. You will just go through the movie and enjoy frame by frame the work involved in that movie. You will enjoy that. So be very clear. The first line of my biography, born in Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai, over, climax is done. After that, everything is told, everything done, everything shown, everything is just a flashback. After that one line is born in Tiruvannamalai. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னடா சொல்லுவீங்க என்ன பத்தி? என்ன சொன்னாலும் அது ஃபிளாஷ்பேக் தான்டா. Say in any field, for people to measure them, for example, if a politician, political leader, How you will measure him? How many times he was prime minister or chief minister or a president? He was in power. And what is his vote bank? Same way, in cine field celebrity, you will measure based on how many movies he acted, how many super hits, blockbuster super hits he gave, how many national awards, international awards he got. That's why you will measure them. In spiritual field, to gauge somebody, to measure somebody, the fundamental requirements are powerful Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara, unbroken lineage of enlightened beings. First. Second, a powerful spiritual ecosystem which groomed him. Third, when he manifested all the great truths given to him by Guru Parampara and the ecosystem as his own experience. Fourth, how he manifests the multi-dimensions and powers of that enlightenment. All these four, peak of all these four which I uttered now, powerful enlightened master's lineage, powerful ecosystem, ability to make the person manifest the enlightenment as his own experience, and ability to make that person manifest multi-dimensions of enlightenment. In all four, Arunachala is the peak and highest possible available brand. So when you say the first word, Tiruvannamalai Pirandar, born in Arunachala, Tiruvannamalai, over. Climax is done. Climax is over. Now it is no more a thriller movie or thriller novel. Now it is all flashback justifying the climax. Flashback justifying the climax. So I know for sure I have to win. I know for sure I will be successful. I know for sure I have to do the work Paramashiva gave me. Understand. The logic, the way I reason out my existence consciously, I opened it up. Don't try to tell it is positive thinking. No. I just know a simple, reasonable way of reasoning out the ultimate truths. You may try to give a different name, confidence, bhakti, is trust on Arunachala, all whatever names you want to give, whatever brandings you want to do. I tell you, even if you reasonably reason out, stop hurting yourself with the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. If you use your reasoning with a self-doubt, hurt yourself constantly, then self-doubt will become self-denial. And the self-denial will naturally lead to self-hatred. Self-doubt will lead to self-hatred and self-denial both simultaneously. So understand, reasoning out reasonably will make you naturally peaceful, blissful, loving, caring, compassionate, absolutely life positive without even you thinking you are life positive. See, if you think you are beautiful, your beauty is ugly. Over. If you don't even think you are beautiful, others think you are beautiful. That is the most beautiful thing. You should not think you are beautiful. Others should think you are beautiful. Same way, people who live around you should think you are life positive. You should not even think you are life positive. That is the real life positivity. People around you should feel, oh God, I know him for so many years. What kind of a stamina and life positivity he is carrying? This happens when you start logically logical, reasonably reasoning out. Listen, we all know the meaning of the words uttered. But when we pick up fight, how we twist, listen carefully. This is for all the Kailasavasis and everyone. Just sit with yourself and see how you twist the words during the interaction with the life. One more story. I have one more story. Miss D'Angelo was a nun too. Miss D'Angelo was a none too bright girl who had moved to Hollywood with the dreams of becoming a star. She did not find fame or glory, but she did encounter plenty of men willing to enjoy her plentiful charms, and eventually she found herself named in a divorce case. When it was her turn on the stand, the prosecutor came forward. Miss D'Angelo, the wife of the defendant. Listen, Miss D'Angelo, the wife of the defendant, has identified you as the other woman in her husband's life. Now, do you admit that you went to the Price Right motel with this Mr. Evans? Well, yes, acknowledged Miss D'Angelo with a sniff, but I could not help it. Could not help it? Asked the lawyer derisively. How is that? She replied, she replies, see, when we signed in, he told the motel clerk I was his wife. Listen, words are used and what they mean in every situation. D'Angelo knows. When Mr. Evans tells the motel clerk, she was his wife, what he means and what is the meaning. Can that word stand in the court of law as the wife? No. And she knows Evans does not mean what he says. Many times, knowing with your reasoning logic, this is not going to be the case the way people present things in front of you. You jump into the action due to your stress. Listen. Now I am giving you one of the very powerful cognition. Many time in the life, keeping quiet is the powerful strategy. Powerful Brahmastra. Because many time, you can't keep quiet. You can't silence your restlessness to be productive or the squeeze the juice. Maximum juice makes man mad. He has to squeeze maximum out of life this 100 years. So what he does? He programs himself, go on to do. Many times, because you can't keep quiet, you do something and end up in a mess. To repair that mess, you may have to spend some time, years or even life. Many times, just because you can't keep quiet, your restlessness inside, either the violence, wrong logic of feeling exploited, or the wrong logic you have to squeeze the life and take the maximum juice out of life. You do actions, you take decisions actually to be maximum productive. You do things in your agitation, but you land up in making mess, different chaos. You create so much of mess in your life. To clean up that mess, you may be spending 5 years, 10 years. Sometimes in those moments, if you kill somebody, you literally pay your whole life to repair it. I tell you, I can give you one assurance. If you learn to keep quiet when you need to keep quiet, see, in some of the business deals, some home or a mall, when a owner sells, he says, if you are the buyer, if the buyer is going to sell after a few years, first right should be given to the same guy. He will say that right to the first right to buy. You should first ask me. If I say I am not able to buy, I don't want, then you can give it to others. Same way, during your decision-making process, always keep the unclutching or keeping quiet as the first option during every agitated moment, every depressed moment, every painful moment, every moment of suffering. Keep this as a first option. What is it? Keeping quiet. Silence. Keep that as a first option. I tell you, many times, keeping quiet or patience is best productive strategy during wars, crisis, and many situations in your life. Only if you feel that keeping quiet is not going to work and you really need to do something, do. Otherwise, keeping quiet as the first option. I tell you, most of the time, just because you can't keep quiet, your inner restlessness, wrong reasoning out, pushes you to do something. You do something and end up spending years or your whole life cleaning up that mess. Cleaning up for that mess. Reason out that you are Paramashiva. Next truth. Season out with the truth you are Paramashiva. Season out means even when you go through ups and downs, success and failures, good and bad, right and wrong, even when you consider your life is becoming mess continuously, you are collapsing and life is falling apart, even during those seasons, hold on to the truth you are Paramashiva and look. In the West, 4 seasons. In Hindu tradition, it is always 6 seasons. Shat Rutu, we call it 6 seasons. All Shat Rutus, all 6 seasons. Sit yourself with the powerful cognition you are Paramashiva and go on operating from that. Please understand, in Hindu tradition, when you manifest Archavatara means making a stone idol into God. When that process is done, it's a very beautiful process. The Acharya who does Prana Pratishta, he will initiate the deity with the Bija mantra of the deity. For example, if it is a Shivalinga, that Bija mantra, Om Om Shivaya Namaha, there's a Bija mantra. He will initiate the deity into the Bija mantra and leave the deity in the open air for all 6 seasons. The deity has to be with the Bija mantra sitting all 6 seasons. After all the 6 seasons in the open air, if there is no crack in the deity, it is ready for the next Prana Pratishta process. seasoning out. Season you. If you sit with the truth and season out yourself, you will become Nijavatara. This is the science of God making. Listen, Hinduism has this unique tradition of science of God making, making the God enter into a deity as earth. It can enter even into any being. So understand, seasons, Shat Rutus, not just peak joy, worst suffering. In all various moods, season out yourself with this truth. Listen. Becomes good in the next frequency. Actually, from peace only all auspiciousness starts. That's why all Vedas, after they utter the ultimate sound Om, the next word they utter is Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All Veda mantras conclude with this Shanti. Begin with this Shanti. Because from peace only, all the auspicious things can grow. From peace, then next level frequency, it becomes pleasant. Then next level frequency, it becomes joy. Then next level frequency, it becomes eternal bliss. Whether this season of goodness or the seasons, all of you know, decide to stick to Paramashivoham. During all the truth rights given to you, those truths of Paramashivatva, and season out with those truths of Paramashivatva. Listen, I gave you one example, how I look at my flashback, justification for the climax. Reasonably reasoning, logically logical. Life and you will know the climax. Nothing to be or nothing to make you move away from your conscious existence. In Tamil there is a beautiful, not person's integrity, your first person's integrity. Let me repeat. Means and what you are, and standing with it is life. Understand and seasoning out with the powerful truths of Paramashivatva. Next is Shivatva. See, asked me to get MRI done, surgery in this life. Listen, this hanging out with the higher truths. It has a Kambananda. She has certain, even when doctor says, she was will be useful when you can't. It will be useful for Kambananda. She built it when she can. of your life. See, I can give you some 10 higher principles. And this not remembering you as a Paramashiva will not come back to you. Listen. This is what karma mukti. Liberate you. All my definition, 10,000 key powerful truths of Hinduism, like God, Vairagya, renunciation, every definition itself with the focus of liberating you. So I am defining karma. Listen. Ordinary definition comes back to you. Many times there is a and falls on him. You all maybe and comes back and last card falls on you. You in that same consciousness. Now I am an ordinary man. Now I am. When you start reasoning out on karma, no consciousness, space. Inner space is evolved. Don't come to you. Read truth. Listen. I don't know how many murder or stealing. If he takes sannyas and leaves the sannyas space, he can't be punished. Because, listen carefully, prudence of the cosmos, everything culture to you even while you are in. So many people asked me. 2003 I went to US. So 25. You are born and brought up in meeting them, giving them classes, solution. In the young age itself, my guru. Because I have seen enough of talk. I did not have a clue for the Kailasa lifestyle constitution. So when you go there, committed the karma, if you have changed this great truth, you may go through in your life, constitution, anywhere you may live. If you reason out and season out with this great truth, you can season out with this truth. Whenever you raise your consciousness, back you. I have a just see it. But actually, get out. It will not fall on you. Then it will fall. What goes comes sitting in that same place, your cognition stops. You will not get done by you. So understand about the karma. After, if you continue to sit and shit in the last brick will, but if you are not sitting in that, it will not come back. These powerful truths, out with it. You will manifest Paramashivatva. First thing, when you start reasoning out and seasoning, touching you, harassing you, your body will become colorful. Like eyes will become more dark. The white part of the eyes will become more white. The lips will, all the body get intensified. Same way, their truths, the first effect will be all your past karmas will stop affecting you. The effect of your past karma will drastically. Wonderful. Everything. Listen. I'll continue to give the satsang in just few minutes. Give me few minutes break. Stay tuned. Om. Listen. Actually, spirituality is not a glitch. It's like a... So, what is reasoning out? Seasoning out? Paramashivatvat. First, you are Paramashiva. Think, experience, live. You have a right to... Fourth, this to you. Only if you continue to stay in the same inner space, if you raise in the lower space, does not come to you. Hang out, chill out with this truth, you will understand. That is why Manuadi Dharmashastras, from Manu, all one becomes pre-sannyas, pre-monastic life. For example, Valmiki, once he raised, come back to him. Everything. All the karmas did not come back to him. When he was a huge list, neck and seasoning out and hanging out about life. Exhaustivity. Love for life will manifest. You become non-violent. Whether you are a doctor, if you understand value of life, you are fulfilled. Listen. Understanding the value of life. Sit and pen down. Reason out with the right way of reason. Come to conclusions with the right way of reasoning. Small story. Start speaking to his great country. Where else is work? Then limousine pulls up of a night to be out in the rain. Coat is awfully wet. You a coat. He asks where you live and says that's a long drive. On a night like this, one gives you a big meal and a few drinks. Work. I tell other country. The acquaintance asks and at night and come back to more powerful cognitions and truths. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching causes, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Om Paramashivoham of Paramashiva. Param, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.